Hey Fit Beauty Babes, and welcome back to my channel. Who is so excited for fall? How many of you have had a pumpkin spice latte? I have. Anyway, today I'm going to be creating this awesome fall time look using Deck of Scarlet. I'm so excited to try it out. I'm going to let you guys know the whole nitty gritty. Like, did I love it? Did I hate it? What products do I think are great in it? Is this subscription service worth it? I also want to let you guys know this product was sent to me in PR, but I am not being paid. This is not a sponsorship. As always, you will always get my 100% honest opinion, whether I am being paid or not, or whether it was sent to me in PR or I bought it. So with that being said, if you guys want to see this video, go ahead and watch. All right, guys, let's go ahead and jump right on into this using the Deck of Scarlet palette collab with Melly Sanchez. This is the current one that they have out. It's number 04. This is how the box comes to you. It's a very nice box. You open it up. Inside, it says you're in. It says win a 1-year subscription, which is really cool. So any of your looks that you do with these palettes, if you tag Deck of Scarlet, you can win a 1-year subscription. This is the box on the inside. Here is the palette right here, and then the Duo Lippy. I'll go ahead and show you guys what this all looks like, but it does come nicely packaged. The palette has an outer sleeve, and then this is the palette on the inside. It is absolutely gorgeous. All right, guys, so here is the palette with the sleeve off of it. The outer sleeve is very shiny, but I wanted to show you guys how pretty this is. It's got a very nice kind of velvety texture on the outside. It's very well done. It's got a nice weighty feel to it, so I feel like it's a good kind of looking palette. It doesn't feel cheap at all. And the cardboard is tucked very tightly. Everything looks good. When you open it up, on one side you have 3 eyeshadows. There's also a little mirror at the top there. There are 3 eyeshadows, 1 blush, and a highlighter. And then on this side right here is 2 lipsticks. Now, I do appreciate that there is this little cover right here that covers the lipsticks. However, I personally am not a fan of lipsticks in palettes ever. It's just not something I like. If I see it in palettes, like I could be in love with all of the shadows in there, I'm immediately turned off, and it's such a bummer. Even though they have this where it's separated off, since I have used this palette once just to kind of see if I even liked it at all, I did find out that the shadows, while it wasn't as bad as it would be if it was completely open, they still got in the lipsticks, and that just, I don't know, it gives me the heebie-jeebies, if you know what I mean. So anyway, let's go ahead and move on to this look. Obviously, I have foundation on, my brows are done, and I also have my eyes primed and ready to go. I'm going to start off with the color Adorable, which is technically the blush shade, but I'm going to use it on my eye as a transition shade. So I'm going to take this Royal & Nickel large crease brush. I'm going to go ahead and dab it into the blush. And now I'm going to go ahead and apply it directly into the crease, just in windshield wiper motions. So I can tell you guys, because I have already used this palette once, I think that these blend really nice, and they're pretty pigmented. I feel like they're definitely buildable. So it's not one of those palettes like you just have to very, very lightly touch and you get a ton of pigment, but it's also not one of those palettes that you have to super swirl in either. It's kind of somewhere in the middle. There's no fragrance really to it, but I appreciate the way that these go on. And as you guys can see, as I'm building up, it's giving me a nice color. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and go in with a smaller crease brush, again from Royal & Nickel, and I'm going to go into the color Sagittarius, which is this kind of dark cranberry, plummy, burgundy color. And I'm going to go ahead and start applying it on this outer V. Normally, this is not a palette with the silver and kind of the gunmetal color that I would choose, quite personally. It's just not. The burgundies I do like, especially for fall and wintertime, and finding good burgundies can be really hard. I know last year I was looking for some around holiday time, and I just had the hardest time finding a color shade that was just very pigmented and gave good payoff. So you guys can see here, this is really good. Like, it really is buildable, and the color is a good burgundy, and it's not patchy. So I'm going to go back in with the bigger blending brush and just kind of really buff out the edges here, just so it's really soft. And I'm going to do the same thing on the inner corner of the eye, again going in Sagittarius, and I'm going to start building it up here. We are creating a halo eye with this. Okay, so now that that is done, I'm going to go in with my NARS Creamy Concealer, just apply a little bit on my lid, and then I'm going to blend it in. Now that that is done and I have the beginning of my halo eye, I'm going to go ahead and go in with the color Diamond Dust, and I'm going to use my finger. I always find that with shimmer shades, the best thing to do is to use the finger, and since I do not have artificial nails on, it's easy peasy to do. So I'm just going to dip my finger in it, and I'm going to go ahead and apply it right in the center of the lid here. And can you guys believe that? So pretty. It's probably one of the prettiest silvers I have ever seen. It is like so bright. I'm just going to kind of bring it right up to the crease here. Once I've laid it down with my finger, I'm going to go in with this small pencil brush, and I'm just going to lightly blend out these edges so it looks really soft. Now we are going to go ahead and I'm going to blush with Adorable. I'm a little scared to use this on my cheeks, to be honest. I feel like it might be a little dark, but I'm going to go ahead and apply it. It's not bad. It's a beautiful color. You really do not have to use a lot either. I do feel like on darker toned skin, this will be so pretty. It's such a good color. That is very, very pretty. I am super impressed with how all of this has gone on. I do think I want to darken up this outer crease just a little bit, so I'm going to go in with New York and my pencil brush and just kind of darken this up just a little bit right here, just to give it a little bit more dimension. That is so beautiful. I'd love to see this on my eye, just entirely over it, kind of like a easy smoky eye. I bet this would be really pretty over top of a pencil. I like that I darken it up. I feel like it just kind of gave a little more pop. I am going to go ahead and put some eyeliner on and lashes. All right, guys, I am back. I have some lashes on. I went ahead and put on the Allure Exaggerate number 143 eyelash, which I love. And my liner is Lancome Grandiose eyeliner, which is currently my favorite. I ended up doing a little bit more of an exaggerated wing than I thought I would. So yeah, sorry about that. It's definitely a more nighttime look. You could still kind of pull this off in the daytime if you just more tight lined, but I took it there, and the lashes just really make it pop. So let's go ahead and finish up with the lips. I'm going to use the Lip Duo, which is right here. On one side, there is a color, if I can open it, called Tease, and this is the liner. And on the other side is a color called Playa. And I think these are so beautiful, perfect for fall time. I'm going to go ahead and start off with the color Tease right on my lips. And we're going to just like line it all. First thoughts on this liner. It's okay. Not impressed with the liner, if I'm being honest. It's like not... I'm pushing really hard and it's not doing much. Okay, so now let's go ahead and use the other side, and this is the long-lasting, no, this is the, so on, all right, so now let's go ahead and use the lip crayon. That's this side in Playa. I'm gonna go ahead and put this all over my lips. Okay, so there is Playa. That is a really pretty color with this look. I'm going to kind of create an ombre effect with using this palette here, and I'm going to go into Sasha, which is this lighter color. I'm just going to take a little flat brush here and apply it into the center of the lip. Okay, so now that we have the lips on, let's go ahead and finish up with highlighter. I'm going to go in with Pinot Grigio, this color right here, and we're going to just apply it on the high points of the cheeks. Okay, so this is pretty. It's not like super poppin'. It's definitely more of a natural highlighter, but it's very pretty. All right, so that's the highlighter. Let's go ahead and move on to my final thoughts. All right, guys, so my final thoughts on the Deck of Scarlet subscription. This, I'm not a fan of. It is really going into all my fine lines around my lips. It's not staying put. It's a nice texture on the lips, but I'm just not impressed with either the liner or the crayon on this side. So this to me is like kind of junk, but that could just be this month and maybe another month it's better. The lipstick colors on the inside are very pigmented and very beautiful. So I do like those. I just hate that it's in this palette. I think what would be cool is if this actually came all the way apart and it kind of magnetized together. That way they were two separate, but for traveling, this is great. I just wish it was like two separate palettes that you could pull apart. So when you're working in the powders, for sure, none of the powders, the shadows or blushes will get into the creams over here. So that would be nice. As for the shadows, obviously I didn't swatch them because I did use them all on my eye. Very impressed with the texture of them, how easy they were to work with, to blend. They're not patchy. Adorable, even though it's a cheek color, it also worked really well as an eyeshadow color, which you can do really with any blush anyway, but it blended out so seamlessly, smoothly. This is Diamond Dust is such a pop. You can see it on my lids. It's amazing. It really does have a pop. The highlighter is a lot more of a natural highlighter. I mean, it is pretty, but it's not making me like, wow, because right now I currently am really into the super poppin' highlighters. So if you're more into natural, this is beautiful. It's probably what they did it for, definitely to reach more of the masses. Now, as for the other two shades, Sagittarius is very pretty. It's very buildable. It comes off a little softer and then it builds up really easy. New York, and I'm just going to put it on my finger right here so you guys can see, I think is such a beautiful color. Let's put it up a little bit closer there so you guys can see. I'm excited to play with this a little bit more because I think it would be very, very pretty over like a black liner all over the lid smudged out, and then this just tapped over top. And then what you could do in the inner corner would be the Diamond Dust. I just think it'll be really pretty as a easy smoky eye. Overall for this, I think it's a great idea. I think the subscription is fun. I think it's also fun and really cool that they're supporting YouTubers. So like a YouTuber like Melly Sanchez can really get more of her name out there. People can support her and they can also get a chance to try and play around with having colors that they really like in a palette. The lip crayon, like I said, I just think is junk. I do think that they could make this palette better by making it more of like a magnet. So that way, again, nothing gets in the lippies. The lippies are great. But even then, I feel like they could do them in just some other different type of way, but they're fine like this if it just separated. I think for $29.95, which is what this subscription is, it's a pretty good price for all of the product that you get inside. These pans are very large. These are pretty much standard square size eyeshadow pans, and I appreciate that. There was not a lot of kick up. The product worked easy. I think it's great. I think it's definitely a yes for me. Great that you can also stop the subscription at any time, like put it on hold. So if you see a palette that comes out, so like honestly for me, if I was subscribed to this on my own and I saw this palette, this would probably not be the first palette I would go for. I tend to lean more towards the warm colors, although I do like purples and I do like burgundies, but it just wasn't, there were other palettes I saw from their past that I was like, oh, I really like that. So I think it's really awesome that you can put this subscription on hold. So that is my final thoughts for Deck of Scarlet. I think it's definitely a yes, and you get to try new things, especially if you're traveling and you love collecting makeup, but it gets a little expensive buying all these brands. I just think it's really fun to try something different, kind of a great idea that they came out with. So yes, from me. I do hope that they can work on the lip crayon, and I hope that if they're watching, they can make a new magnetic palette that kind of separates the lipsticks. I just think people would overall like it more, maybe if that's just me. I don't know. Let me know down in the comment section below if this looks like a subscription you would like. I will leave some links down below so you guys can check it out. I do not make any commission off of this, but you can use the code that I have down there to purchase it. It just lets them know that, hey, yeah, I saw her video, I liked it, and, you know, a little pat on the back for me. Just kind of cool. So that's it for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you have the Deck of Scarlet subscription, let me know down in the box below. And until next time, we'll be seeing you soon. Bye.